All right, Marv's going to make sure we have audio. It says we're live, but are we?
But are we live? That's the question.
That is the real question.
We are live and we have audio.
We are live and have audio.
Oh, man.
Man. That's exciting. Is that the share button? Do I click the right button? There we go.
Clickety, clickety.
Clickety, clickety, so I can share this with the world. Let the world know that we are broadcasting live, our own 15 minutes of fame.
Telling everybody.
Tell all the people. Look at that. All right, now we're live here. Now we got to go live on the Twitters.
On the tweeters.
On the tweeters.
We're going to go live tweeting, which I believe can get you arrested in some states. I'm not positive on that, though.
Teach. I forgot how to spell Thursday. Teach you.
That
should be our title. I forgot how to spell Thursday.
Yeah.
Fishing for fresh fires.
There it is.
Fishing for fresh fires.
I like how our people know. Our very first comment was audio's all good.
Audio's
obviously
all good.
Has been with us from the beginning.
We're not good at audio things. This is a struggle.
5 to noon in sunny California. It's actually sunny here in
Dubai. I have not seen Dubai before. Hello to Dubai.
Wow.
That's
like
global. Where I don't know what time it is.
I think it's like Friday in Dubai, isn't it?
It's crazy. Is it Friday already in Dubai? I don't know.
I'm not
curious
sure
about that.
and I'm gonna be honest. I would not have expected a guy named Dwight Turner to be in Dubai. But what do I know? What do I know?
Very little. Remember to mute your phone. Yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Anyways, being that guy. So we are live. It is finding fresh fires because Marvin said we need customers. Sounds really desperate.
Yeah. A little bit. I mean, right sentiment.
Right sentiment. We're not desperate yet. We're not, we haven't run out of money yet or anything.
It's what happens when you're really good at what you do and you fix everything.
You fix all the things. So we have clients on the managed service plans and things like that. So that's nice because you get the recurring revenue. But it is sometimes like a challenge when you do a lot of projects because it's happy times when the projects are coming. When you're done with all the projects, you're like, now here comes the next project.
Mm-hmm.
And we just know we said this and brought this up because it's our traditionally June it goes a little bit slower, and July is a bad month for IT. It has been consistently here for a long time, so that's just one of those things.
Think people just go on vacation, maybe, or something. They're just not doing as much. Or
yeah,
I mean at work. I mean,
we actually are delayed starting Vlog Thursday because of a phone call that came in before I turned my phone off, and that phone call was that phone call was another person that we had talked to months ago that finally got around to calling us back about some stuff. It's fun.
And that's an interesting thing. Those things can happen. It can take a while for people to actually, I mean, I went and visited them and spoke with them probably 6 months ago, at least. And, at the time it was kind of like, well, maybe we don't know. And now they have decided they need our services. That it can take that long sometimes.
And this is one of those challenges is a sales cycle. And we're going to talk a lot about that today. As we want to focus a little bit on the marketing side. It's Zambia. Awesome.
Really? Holy cow.
Yeah, awesome. So obviously we do break fix and we do MSP. And break fix clients, they are who they are. They're the clients that call you when they need you, don't want to spend anything recurring. They generally have random emergencies. And some people like, oh no, I only go one way or the other. I mean, like you all go all in on MSP, you're all in on that. Part of it, the challenge is the area we're in creates a lot of difficulty regarding that. If we are willing to go further away, and we're debating about this, we're always expanding our service here a little bit, we can get better clients that are willing to pay managed stuff. We are in an area where there's not a lot of professional services companies. So we've always focused on small businesses. That's what we are surrounded by. That is what are most opportunistic. So that's just what we built the business around here. There's not a lot of the potential clients for MSP here, but I know different. Like even it blows your mind that you can't believe that you drive only a few miles, although in crazy heavy traffic. And you go from an economy here where we got vacant buildings everywhere and just medium income average, I think, is like 40,000 here. You go out to Oakland County, you're talking a 6-figure income, and they can't get the buildings fast enough. There's no vacancy anywhere. They're still trying to, keep up with the pace of growth over there. So
median household income in Oakland County is 71, almost 72,000.
Yeah, close to double what you get here in the area we're in. So it is one of those things. So it's like, it's a
Wayne County median is 41,000.
Yes.
So
that's big difference there. Big difference. So that makes a challenge when you're here for bringing everything to MSP side. As much as we like, we look at some of the clients we have at MSP that we really like, and this is one of those marketing strategies you do. You figure out who your best clients are, and you try to get more of them. You go, this is the clientele that really works for me. These people are awesome. How do I get more of them? We realize very quickly
we just don't have a lot down here.
We have the ones that are down here. There is not they don't even have a direct competitor down here.
Right.
There's not another one of them down here. So
much of the economy here where we are down River Detroit is still largely manufacturing.
Yeah.
I mean, to a large degree. And those companies really, they do a lot of stuff old school still. Yes. We talked a few weeks ago about the client that we had that like insisted that we get them new dot matrix printers. They insisted that where we got them 2 new, very nice laser printers. And they were like, no, we need dot matrix. Cause that's how they've done it for 100 years.
Yeah. Someone said, how bad are cities to work with? Well, they're a real pain. They're a true disaster. The problem with working with cities is when the political climate is favorable to you because you have friends who are in charge, you get a lot of money and you can make a lot of money and you do all the city work. Then there's political change. And then all of a sudden you are part of the political change because if they have a friend, that friend gets hired. And this goes all the way up the ladder. We work with some very large companies that do city contracting work, and their city contracting work for the industrial side dramatically flows from city to city. Like they do all of it a few years to city, they switch away. You see this, we know lawyers for the city and things like that. And the same thing happens, when they're favored because their friends are in office, they seem to have all this work. And when their friends aren't in office. Now, these are one of those things that the general public is less aware of. And having worked with it,
well, it's
it's
the saying. There are 2 things you don't want to see how they're made: sausages and laws. So it's the same thing. I mean, you don't want to see how
to call the city we're in is a good old boys club would be an understatement.
Yeah.
One of them was this is how bad it's gotten, and one of our clients is a commercial industrial electrical contractor. They did a lot of city work, and the mayor and them were somewhat friends, but the mayor was on his way out. Everyone knew that particular mayor wasn't losing. The mayor was endorsing someone else, but he put the campaign sign not for the guy the mayor endorsed. He put the campaign sign for someone else there. And what had occurred, and he got it on video, was they came in and he go, you seem to have the wrong sign out there. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, well, if you like that city bid that you're in the middle of, you should probably have the right signs in front of your building. That's how, it's pretty blatant. And there's actually other companies I know that part of their marketing budget is buying political signs for the candidates that they support. Literally, line item. They buy the political signs. They pay for their campaigns. Because they want to put the right people in office because that's how they get the contracts. And we had an incident in our city that turned into, it's hard to get these things even above the city level court cases where the bids were being adjusted. This is my favorite part is when the guy who's supposed to be approving the bids, he didn't approve. His friend's company would get it. And he wrote it on there. Bid was too low, added 10,000. Like, and then that came to court because you're not supposed to write on the bids. They're supposed to be submitted. They're supposed to be reviewed. There's supposed to be a process. It is.
He just had to add a line item, a corruption line item is all it was.
Yeah. Oh man. It's just, it's one of those things like dealing with the public sector. We've done it. And I'm not going to cover all the political details that had us in or the political details that had us out. I will say it's political. I actually know the people who have the job now, and it's just funny because I know the entirety of it top to bottom, but there's really no one to complain to. I mean, I can tell you guys about it, but there's no one who's going to follow up. The level of corruption that goes on in all these cities. I
wouldn't be surprised if we get a surprise inspection here next week either.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are going to need to replace all this plumbing.
There's just yes. And when I was in a different city, I had to deal with harassment from the building inspectors, and it was like that. For putting political signs up, you would get harassed by the building inspectors because they were friends of the mayor. So I dealt with that directly and went to the city. There's just it's infuriating, it's aggravating. It's why you either play the political game, go to all the galas and do the thing, and you can get into politics and you can get a lot of money that way. It's not necessarily bad. And it's feast or famine. When the city's got a good budget, they'll put in a lot of really nice equipment. And when they don't have a good budget, you get strung out just like all the other vendors of we don't got money to pay anyone. So yeah, that's
truth.
That is kind of a mess. So back to the other side of the thing is just finding more clients is always one of those things in following up with them. And that's where going over just, I was writing on the wall today, like, what are all the people we need to follow back up with? What's all the different things? One of the things we've been expanding a lot on this year, if you notice that some of my videos have a new end roll on them, and the end roll is, hey, hire us for a thing. And that's something we've always done, but never been really as pushing on YouTube for it. And as we build the channel up, we're looking at that. We're also looking at different channel sponsorship opportunities and things like that. But I've been very hesitant, and I may share just to make fun of them because we were laughing so much at someone who wanted to sponsor my channel. It was a shady company that sells basically Windows licenses for $10 and things like that. They're like, hey, we'll sponsor your channel. Now, this is one of those things that I don't want this channel. I love sharing knowledge and education with people, and we monetize a lot by people hiring us for jobs or sending us money and things like that. I'm excited. I don't qualify for it yet, but YouTube's rolling up a sponsorship opportunity. So there's a new sponsor button that shows up. So you're not going to just subscribe to our channel. You can become a sponsor of the channel, and that would entitle us to give you certain extra behind the scenes videos or anything else. And I like this idea of some of that direct interaction.
Sort of moving into the Patreon kind of model of doing things.
So yeah, hold on. Someone says, so I really enjoy your channel, but it drives me crazy at the end.
about Amazon store. Can you change it to Ann?
Do it.
Oh, that's.
Do I say that?
I'm not sure, but that is somebody after my own heart.
Yeah, Marv.
I guess I didn't notice.
Marv proofreads what I write. He should probably proofread what I say. I'm actually fine to change it because I have a new end screen coming.
If that I didn't proofread an end screen or anything, so
because we do have something new coming that we'll share with anyone who's here live or cares to even watch this video. Is go to Lawrence.technology. Apples don't spell check.
That's because the people who use them are smart enough to not need it.
Oh, boom! This guy's quick. So go to Lawrence.technology. It's one of the new projects we're working on related to the YouTube channel. And so I am going to be redoing my end screen. So I will take note to say an Amazon store instead of a Amazon store. I mean,
I'll have to look now.
Look, I'm a high school dropout. English was far from my concern.
Stress
wasn't
it
really
too.
my thing.
And Amazon store.
And
Stress
Amazon
that.
store.
Stress it. Oh no, I looked at the price tag.
Yeah.
He's so quick he bought an apple without looking at the price tag. Oh, I'm fully aware of the price tag.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
So one of those things that is I don't want to find some crappy sponsor, and I hate having a sponsor built into the video all the time. So because if that's changed, and I'm going to look at someone, maybe some big channel may have sponsored Tunnel Bear, and then maybe Tunnel Bear got bought by someone, and then they made a lesser product, and now that person has a lot of videos that say Tunnel Bear. I don't know. I haven't decided what I want to do. We do need to kind of monetize it. I mean, I love doing the videos, but it does take away from the time I spend making money doing other things. So that's one thing about it. This is, I look at it and our YouTube revenue is now 40% less now than it was just a month ago. And yeah. Oh, you didn't see that in the Slack channel. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. Revenue took a 40% cut. And the reason why I suspect YouTube's very much not forthcoming. They tell you how much you're making off the videos, which is cool. But the other side of that is the revenue kind of went like this, a lot like this. And it's because YouTube is beholden to advertisers and people who think YouTube is far left, far right, anti-free speech, censorship, whatever, make your thoughts all you want. If you really want to know how YouTube works, follow the dollars. Cisco pulled all their ads. And as I understand, I've seen a few Cisco ads pop up on our channel. We don't know exactly what brands made up the revenue that drives our YouTube channel. Now, that being said, we don't really make that much off the YouTube channel compared to the hours I put into it. Matter of fact, it comes out to pennies per hour is what I actually make if I were just to try to live off that. That's why our A store is important. If you can click, that supports the channel. So if you got some crap to buy, go to our A store and get it. That actually helps us more. And but with Cisco pulling the ads, the channel revenue went woo. And like I said, I've been very careful. I don't want to fill my channel with ads. I really like sharing knowledge. And I know there's some good paid services out there that do some different technical training and things like that. But we're trying to figure out, and I may look towards that for a sponsorship from them because I give you a lot of peripheral training. I give you a lot of detail where to get started. But some of them, if you're chasing certifications, I'm not qualified to certify you because I'm not certified myself. Right. And there are places we may look at sponsorship opportunities because we're education channel. So I am looking at a few things that we're going to start doing for signing up. So yeah, the PF Sense videos and things like that. I love doing them. I just had 2 big ones I released, and I have a few more. I'm going to do some PF Sense. I'm trying to get my friend who wants to start a YouTube channel. I don't think he's watching this, but he's talking about doing it. He's a pen tester and a big fan of, hey, thanks very much. More pennies. He's a pen tester, and I want to do more like real high-end firewall routing and trickery that you can do with firewalls, because that's definitely, it's an interesting topic. It's an important topic. Security is just, it's like this ever expanding, growing, things are a disaster when it comes to security. So yeah, we want to cover more of those topics. But on to some of the marketing side, people hiring us and things like that. That's going well overall. We have more people hiring us for jobs, all kinds of little things that we've been fixing for people. I'm kind of, honing that all in, but we're getting it pretty simple. We have remote support that we do for Unify setups and PF Sense setups and things like that. I got an email today. I actually, the way it works with us is, hey, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Schmarvin. Schmarvin. Starvin Marvin?
No.
Schmarvin.
Oh, son of a...
What?
Starvin Marvin, really?
Okay.
Hey, $5 from Jeff Harding. All right. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming.
Keep it coming. This makes us really happy. But, the way it works, just if you're wondering how the process is we are still using Invoice Ninja, which I have some more Invoice Ninja videos I want to do. They've updated 2 more versions to that. Those guys are outstanding. We've been talking to the developer and throwing a couple things out there for them, and they just keep adding more stuff to it. But generally our sales process is, I will try to at least help you a little. Some people think I'm like only asking for money up front. I'm like, no, email me. That's one of the best ways to do it, or fill out our contact form and I get back with people. And so I have some idea of the project you want, at least some scope of it. Because when people rattle off in my ear a whole lot of words and numbers, I zone out. I actually have a hard time with that. If you start just saying everything, it does this, I'm always like, I'm having a hard time. But if I look at something and I go, oh, you have a USG and you need the routing set up and you need this set up, then I understand it better. And then I can I'll usually at least reply with a tip like, hey, did you try this and this real quick? If not, you can hire us and we can get it going. We do ask for prepayment because obviously you're remote. And if I do the work and I don't get paid, it's hard for me to go collect.
True.
Also, being concise helps a lot. That makes my life a lot easier, because sometimes people say, what do you think? And someone did that the other day, a couple comments. If you see me, I'm not really trying to be a smart ass, but they asked me a question of, I forget what it was. What do you think of the Cisco? They're expensive. I don't know. What do I think? And someone said the same thing about what do you think about this hard drive repair? I don't know. Do you need the data? I don't know. I mean, you're asking me, is the price good? I think that's what they were asking. I think that sounds good. I don't know. It's about $1,000 for that kind of work, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure what the question is sometimes. I won't lie. There's it drives my wife nuts and other people around me who have to work with me, that if you don't say something concise, I generally have some one-word answer to it. It only will confuse you more, but I don't know what you said. So I reply, I don't know. Yeah.
And thank you, Christopher Kyle.
Awesome.
For the $10.
hey, all this stuff helps.
Whatever happened to Off Topic Tuesday? Nobody watched it.
Yeah, it didn't get views. That was kind of our problem. When it doesn't get views, we say, okay, do we spend our time doing this? If it doesn't view, it doesn't get a lot of monetization, and it was kind of challenging to do and make sure we come up with some of that. We want to do more, but it comes down to when we're not doing that, that means we're not, reaching out, calling clients, we're not scheduling projects, we're not doing a lot of other things. So whenever I'm stopping to make these videos, I'm not doing something else.
Mhm.
And I'm a pretty busy person between the business and the
family. Is that the word
family
you're
stuff. I
looking for?
gotta, yeah. What you saying?
Those people you live with,
those people I live with and feed, and
We're just leeching off of you.
yeah, I'm gonna do a day in the life just so I can just throw it out for people who are curious. Like I wake up every morning at 5, read my emails, check the backups, logs, and things like that. While I'm having my coffee. Then I
send
go
some very inappropriate meme to us.
Yes, I do. Inappropriate memes started about 5:15.
Yeah,
that's when my coffee's made. That's when the inappropriate memes start flying.
Say, yeah, my alarm usually goes off about 5:30, so I know that I have an inappropriate meme waiting for me.
Yep. Make sure all my staff is awake.
Yep.
But nothing like waking up to memes.
Inappropriate ones.
Inappropriate.
Some
ones.
of them.
School on an island, so I drive over there. Then I come here and I do a video sometimes because I do a lot of times in the morning because I'm here before everyone else. And then I start following up all the customer stuff that needs to be done or anything that needs to be like addressed. Then we go over to it's just so much going on. So
yeah.
And then I got to take them up from school. They got to get back home. You can't just leave them there, apparently. As much as I pay in taxes.
Yeah, come on.
You can't just take them to school. They only keep them half the day.
Yes, that's why I have dogs. You take them to a border, they'll keep them as long as you keep paying.
Yep.
Somebody said we're taking video requests. How about how you document
that's also
your
good
setup? Okay.
Yeah. Document meme time. Yes.
That's pretty simple.
How we document networking. It's actually simple. It's somewhat in that template, but we always expand because customers have custom networks. So it's going to be like, we're going to label all their devices, things like that. Maybe I'll do I think you're asking for a network discovery video. And there's two things we do. For our managed clients, we're going to run our tools that come with our MSP software, SolarWinds, and we'll use the discovery tool there to keep a tab on that. Other times, I literally just run ZenMap. And ZenMap, if you're not familiar, well, I run Nmap, but some of my other staff like ZenMap. If you're not familiar with it, you can download it. It's free. It's just a standard Nmap scan where you can find all the devices and discover things. So it's a pretty good way to get some of the network discovery gone there. Other than that, some of it's just taking photos of their network and mess and just, yeah.
It's always fun to get those pictures back from Tom.
People are always looking for tools and magic bullets that just work or how I get customers and things like that.
Thanks, Don.
Hey, thank you, Don. There's not a lot of magic. A lot of it's a little bit of manual labor and crawling networks, but the Nmap tool is awesome. That's actually how we documented a lot of the school's network. And the school that's a constant work in progress of what could we found on this segment of your network and then this segment of your network and everything else. So your mustache is your lip. We'll go with that. I have no idea what that means.
Your mustache is okay.
Yeah, I just like reading stuff I see.
Do you recommend SolarWinds for server application monitoring?
SolarWinds, their whole stack is really nice. If you look in Reddit/r/MSP, a survey was done and it broke down all the different RMMs out there with some real survey. I didn't look at exactly how many people they surveyed, but what you'll find interesting is you're going to find you're either a ConnectWise house or you're a SolarWinds house. SolarWinds is like one half of the pie chart. ConnectWise is the other part, and there's a bunch of other little ones in between. And if someone could do something really cool and motion that over time, all those little ones in between, I'm willing to bet, are companies that are just starting out. They always seem to start out with some small or really inexpensive tool, and they realize it's not capable enough, and they migrate either to ConnectWise or SolarWinds. They are the two big players in the market when it comes to the MSP software. So you kind of migrate over there to that. So that's pretty much why we recommend them. And here's why. With SolarWinds, you have some minimum monthly fees, and with ConnectWise, you have some minimum monthly fees. So if you only have 2 customers, you are going to spend more than you'll make is a likely problem. So it does make it a little bit challenging to start. I don't know where SolarWinds starts now. We've been with them for like 4 or 5 years now, so maybe longer. So I don't know where their bottom tier is. We have a lot more nodes on our system, 400 or something. I don't know. I think 400 or 500.
400, 401, whatever it takes.
400, 401, whatever it takes. I don't know. 500. I don't know. There's things I am a little bit disconnected from because I have a staff that their job is to constantly manage that. So they're babysitting it all the time. How's our free PBX? Our free PBX is awesome. So that's kind of fun. That's we've been playing with it. We haven't gotten everything hacked around the way I want, but we're going to do some more stuff with it. But it does work. And we have a cool intro. We're going to create some more recordings that'll change back and forth. So if you ever call our number, you can listen to the recordings on there. And if you, we're going to put some hidden messages in there for you guys. That way we'll announce them and we'll see how many people do things in there. And we're going to set like a special voicemail box up for you guys. So we'll give you like a special code that you call in, dial, and leave us some goofy message. And I don't know.
Maybe your voice will make it on Vlog Thursday Live.
Yeah, we'll play them back and have some fun.
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, Kaseya. I've done a couple of videos about them. If there's one I will say stay away from, I'm going to say it's Kaseya. If you look, I've got a blog post about some legal case precedents related to that too. So some stuff I unfortunately spent some time with some other people daydreaming about worst case scenarios and legal ramifications, because we have not had cases yet, but trust me, we will. And someone's going to be made an example of for bad software being released and bad actors within those software. So yeah, that's one of those things. This is also because some people don't like the self-hosted wiki idea. I'm not a big fan of, I just take all my clients' data and stick it in some cloud place somewhere and hope they take the best of it. Because at that point, you're saying, oh, yeah, all my clients' passwords are all in the cloud. And I'm not saying that IT Glue is a bad product at all. It is, they've proven to have a good track record with security and things like that. I got nothing against the company, but it's one of those things that they have admitted, it's on their website, that their people who work there are able to read all the passwords. That means you are, granted, they said it needs elevated permissions. It's a few people, which is great. It sounds like they did everything right. Sounds like they did everything secure. But so do a lot of people. So it's on one more thing that would keep me up at night, because I'm very obsessive of, wow, that's all just sitting in there where somebody that I don't know can do that.
Yeah.
And that sounds like what happened over at Kaseya. Based on the 2 incidents they had for crypto malware, it sounds like a bad actor inside their network, as in one of their staff members. That they're very vague, which is, I think they're purposely vague because of legal problems, but these are really scary things. Yeah. So I don't know. The fact that it happened twice at Kaseya is what really got me. Is if you had it once and then you had it again, where you had someone installing crypto and then they deleted the old page. I'm like, yeah, I have a video where I have the screenshots from the Google Cache version of the page. So that's, I mean, yes, they addressed it quickly. Someone said that. I won't lie that they addressed it quickly. The fact that it happened says something. The fact that it happened twice says a lot.
That's the big problem. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when your tool that you bought to protect your client, the software I pay for to protect my client, becomes the attack vector. That is terrifying.
Hey, Jonathan Southwell, thank you very much.
Yes, Huntress Labs is part of the company that found it. Great for them finding it, because that's another whole another thing. You need companies like Huntress Labs to be able to really research the traffic, because that took some deep analysis and understanding, even to find it. So this is just, yeah, that's just one of those things. It's just when it's we're left in, and we've seen this from all these big companies. We're talking everyone from Juniper to Cisco has left a hard-coded password in professional networking equipment. There should never be a hard-coded password in professional networking, ever. There's never a reason for this. There's not an excuse I can give you that would justify that. So yeah, crazy. So anyways, Shout me out, John Weiss. Jupe. I'm sorry, Jupe.
All right.
I'm not bad. The IDs the YouTuber found were account IDs for the analytics. I don't know. The check out the other review. Who did it? I posted that before, and there's someone who did the DeepMind analytics. They covered it pretty good. There's another channel, but if you type in DeepMind spyware, it's still sending data, and it's not permissive. Here's my thing. I know where the data is going when I go to Google. I signed up. There's terms and conditions. I'm not clear that they said they will be exfiltrating data. And someone pointed out, yeah, you can remove it. Quids up. Perfect. Yes, they're the ones who did the thing on there. So it's interesting if they're sending data. It comes down to permissions of what data you're sending. It's not that I mind. I even participate in, for example, I use SyncThing. I participate actively because I checked yes that I want to. I opted in to send them statistics that how I'm using their system. I opt in to the Debian package survey system that I know my system sends out data to let Debian know and collect what packages I have installed on my servers. And I'm aware of that connection. I see the data going out. I'm aware of it. I opted in and said yes. For me to load something and it starts sending data out that I didn't opt in for implicitly with telling me with a yes box, I don't like that. Now, what they send, whether or not it's spyware, that is spyware. Whether or not it's sending personal data or anonymized data, I didn't tell them to do it. Therefore, I don't like it. Now, I may do it optionally because I have said yes to all these other devices and things I set up. I did actively say yes. That's the part that I see a big difference on there. So, yeah, just want to comment on that. So for people who are wondering.
We actually, we're going to have to shut down here in a minute because you have kids to go get.
I have to go do that.
So we had to do it early today.
That's why we did Vlog Thursday early. I did have to go get the kids. So,
what are your thoughts on the fact there are 359 reported bugs in pfSense, which have been reported more than a year ago and still haven't been fixed?
Here's the thing. Some of the bugs are dumb. And if it's a bug that's a critical vulnerability and it's not fixed, I'd be concerned. If it's a bug because a pixel goes over when you mouse over something, both of those things are bugs. You have to define what bug you're concerned about. That makes a huge difference to me. So you have to, if you send me the bugs and say, hey, they didn't do this, but if there was something critical they didn't cover, like there's this gaping hole and they didn't cover it. If it's a CV vulnerability and they just ignored it because it was something in a FreeBSD stack, then there's a concern. When there's all kinds of bugs you're going to find when you write a large program, and it's level of importance. Should they even be fixed? I actually found one on accident that if you're typing in the PF top commands and instead of just typing them in real time, if you press enter, it goes to this next screen. It wasn't supposed to. That is a bug. That affects the firewall next to none. You just don't have to press enter. I always done it. I didn't realize I never thought about it as a bug. I should have reported as a bug. When they seen it, the pfSense people, hey, we got a bug, and they actually fixed it already in the latest version. So I guess it really depends on what bug it is. So just because someone fills out bug reports doesn't necessarily mean the bug. I've seen someone who complained about the interface and the other, and it bothered them so much they kept filing bug reports, and they said, no, we want it's something the way the screen edge was.
Wow.
So, yeah. So you have to define bug better for me. That's what's important.
This is an interest. Is there a website or a collection of all the free open source software for different projects
that we maintain?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I mean,
like there's a free, I mean, there's so many lists of free software.
Sure.
I guess
didn't we at one time have a list of like the free open source stuff that we use?
Or
maybe we just talked about doing it.
Maybe we talked about doing it. I don't know. I've covered all the open source stuff. Well, I'm actually because a final thing before I jump off here, we moved over completely to XCP-NG, so we actually got rid of everything Citrix, and I'm going to be doing some new virtualization videos. I had talked to the people at Zen Orchestra, who are also some of the same maintainers of XCP-NG. So I got new videos there. Excuse me, sorry. So I got new videos coming on a virtualization, but that's going to be part of our virtualization stack. So everything from top to bottom in our rack now is all open source. None of the Cisco stuff is there anymore. We don't run any Windows servers here internally at all. None, other than for demo and testing. We have like an evaluation server, and that's because we set scenarios up that we service Windows all day for our clients. So we do things like scenario testing and stuff like that. So we have Windows, but they're all evaluations just for testing, and then we delete them later and deploy things at clients. So nothing that we actively run on. So yeah, I did try out Proxmox. I didn't like it. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I've been asked this a bunch of times. I just haven't had the desire to really sit down and get good at it. I started playing around and just had little problems with it, with the hardware I was testing it on. And I'm like, yeah. Same with OpenSense. OpenSense, not real desire to try it. It takes a long time to get good at a firewall. We like pfSense. It's reliable. It's well supported. It's well documented. I happen to document a lot of the videos on how to do advanced things. For me to sit down and learn how to firewall, if someone threw a chunk of money at me, I'd do it. Here's the thing. For Tom to sit down and learn an entire firewall and do all the testing takes hours and hours and hours. For me to even make a small video about something, it's because I have an extensive knowledge about it that I can condense down into a subject and tell you exactly how it works. So for me to go learn another firewall
needs a substantial chunk of money.
Yeah. And pfSense, we actively been deploying it for years at clients. And I've done all kinds of consulting work to do custom configurations on multi-site configurations and things like that. So because I've been in depth setting it up for years and been in the forums and doing everything else, I know it really well. So it's easy. Taking all of that other stuff and learning a whole new platform, much more difficult. So yeah. So what virtualization software is Zen? XCP-NG, which is, it's still Zen server, but it's a complete open source, non-Citrix spin of Zen. You can get it for free at XCP and xcp-ng.org. Google it. You can find it. I've talked about it before. Look in my virtualization videos. You'll see it in the recent ones talking about XCP-NG.
It's free?
It's free, completely free Libre. So I'm doing a whole new virtualization tutorial video. I've been in contact with the people over at XCP-NG because I want to make some more changes. I had some suggestions, which I follow me on GitHub if you ever wonder where I'm posting stuff. I'm trying to use GitHub a lot more instead of just messaging people. I'm bad about that because I get to know people. I'm like, hey, can you fix this thing? And they're like, can you fill that out in GitHub? I'm like, I can. I will. Sometimes they fill it out on GitHub for me, but I should do things on GitHub. So I have really hunkered down and I'm putting on more stuff on GitHub. So I filed a report, and if you look at my reports on GitHub, you'll see the changes that I suggest they make that they'll actually, maybe they'll even have done this week. It's one final change I want made before I do my virtualization video. And what I'm doing is things that this is easier for you guys. I love things from the command line. That's frequently how I do things. So sometimes I have to think about how to do it in a web interface. So I had them add something to the web interface as a suggestion to make the video I'm going to do easier. So those are up and coming.
Yeah.
But we're going to go back. Marvin's got to go do a thing. I got a thing. Yes.
We've all got things to do.
XCP-NG I'm using in my production environment. I have not moved it into clients because I am completely willing to try something myself. And knock on wood, I've had no problems at all. Matter of fact, I moved our environment when it was in beta over, and now it's in full release right now. And I have everything on there, our primary backup servers and my home server. So I have 3 servers now running XCP-NG and as a production environment. They all work fine. I've had absolutely no issues at all. And I've even survived a few power losses at my house with it. I don't have a UPS at my house because I don't care enough to put one there. It's survived all the recoveries and rebooted, and it runs my Plex and everything at home. I'm going to do a home network tour soon. My network at home is pretty boring, but I'll cover at least what I do run at home because someone might be interested in some of the media stuff. But there are a lack of IoT devices on there. Plus, me and Steve want to make a video playing with this thing. For those of you that know what it is, cool. For those of you that don't, we were admiring, we're doing some Wi-Fi testing about stuff, and we're playing with lots of pieces of metal and tinfoil, and that's a video upcoming. So
indeed. All right, so then we're gonna go ahead and shut it down because things to do. Thanks for all the kind words.
Yes,
people telling us how great we are. No, you guys are great.
You guys are
watching great. And especially those who threw money at us. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Keep it coming.
Keep it coming. We need money. We have a Patreon. We got an A store.
When's the mesh video?
Yes, that's one of them we're working on. We're really working on that one. We have them sitting in a box over there. We really want to do it. And it's really nice out now, so we don't have I have no excuses why.
Today would have been a perfect day to do it too. But
yeah,
maybe tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be nice tomorrow too.
Yeah, if it's nice tomorrow, we'll do the mesh video tomorrow. We'll see. We'll get some cars, and we're gonna mesh some cars together. Yes, definitely. We've been playing with them. They're all set up. And if you actually have just watched by the way, if you just watched my PF Sense video on how to do VLANs on the Switch, you'll notice all the test site still has all the meshes in the list. So if you just watch the video, which would be just before this one, you'll see they're all configured. They're unplugged right now on a table on my to-do list. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see
you next week. And
like and subscribe and
clickety
and all that stuff.
All right. See you next week.
All right. Turn this thing off. I'm going to do a studio tour soon because we got more wires off the floor.
Yeah.
And why I have to look over here to turn this off.